This is in continuation to our previous video lecture. Where we were going through cleavage of carbon oxygen bond in different types of ethers, right? Where we were in the last lecture is this, where we were looking at anisole, right? This compound. We were at this compound, right, where we were trying to look at what would be the product in this case, right? So let's just quickly recall it. If we have Hi plus minus, right, first an oxonium ion will get formed, right? First an oxonium ion will get formed. It has a positive charge now. Hydrogen which has come from this Hi, CH3 and plus, right? Now in the second step you have this iodide, right? Now this iodide whether it will break this bond or it will break this bond, this is the question, whether it will bond carbon oxygen bond between methyl and oxygen or between your benzene ring and oxygen, right? So we have learned that one of these alkyl groups, right, one of these lone pair of electrons will enter into this benzene ring, right, thereby developing a partial double bond character, right? So here now we have a partial double bond character. So this bond is stronger compared to this bond. So this nucleophile will attack this methyl, breaking the carbon oxygen bond between carbon of methyl and this oxygen, ethereal oxygen, right, forming this phenol, plus this iodide will attack this methyl group, forming CH3 ion, right? Just remember one important thing here, that if this is your this is your ring, right, this is your benzene ring, right, one of the lone pair of electrons will enter into conjugation, right, with the benzene ring. So what it will form, another resonance form, right, in which you have partial double bond character between ethereal oxygen and sp2 hybridized carbon of this benzene ring. We know that all the carbon atoms of this benzene ring are sp2 hybridized, right, like this, right? So here this bond is now difficult to break because of the double bond character, right? So from here this bond will not break, but this will break, right? The carbon of methyl group and oxygen will break, right, to form methyl iodide, and always you will get phenol if you have your benzene ring directly attached to oxygen, right? So anytime you have benzene ring directly attached to oxygen, phenol will get formed, right? Now coming on to the other type of reaction, right, let's take the similar example first, where we have methyl phenyl, right, where we have some sort of methyl phenyl. Like let's take example of a compound benzyl phenyl ether, right? If this is the compound, is benzyl phenyl ether, right? This is your benzyl group, right, and this is your phenyl group, right? Which one will form halide, right, and which one will form alcohol. Since I said earlier in this example that if you have benzene attached to the ethereal oxygen, if it is directly attached to ethereal oxygen, it will always form your phenol, right? So you can just from here, you can, from this explanation, you can directly see that the product that will get formed would be your benzyl halide and phenol, right? But just to again explain you the other resonance form would be where this oxygen, where this lone pair of electron on oxygen will enter into conjugation with this benzene ring. Right? What will get formed is right, you have a partial double bond character here. You have a negative charge here. Right, then you have CH2 like this. Right, now if you have HI, let's do the reaction HI here. What will get formed is, first it goes through an oxonium ion, right? Oxonium ion will get formed where oxygen will form a bond with hydrogen, right? Positive charge. Then you have CH2, right? Now based on this explanation, it already has a partial double bond character kind of. Right? It already has a partial double bond character. Right? So this bond will not break. Right? So this bond will not get break. You have iodine. So this iodine will always attack this. Iodine will always attack this one. Right, forming phenol plus CH2I. These products will get formed. Right, so here if your benzene is directly attached to oxygen, right, the oxygen of the ethereal oxygen, the lone pair of electrons on ethereal oxygen will enter into conjugation with the benzene ring, right, developing a partial double bond character, right? So it is difficult, this bond will get stronger compared to this bond, this carbon oxygen bond, right? So this is your oxonium ion that will first get formed. So this iodide, the nucleophile, will attack your other alkyl group, this alkyl group, right, thereby forming halide from this alkyl group, and we'll get phenol from this alkyl group, right? I hope this is clear. Right, now let's take another example where we have the case of that primary secondary, right, primary secondary carbocation. Let's now look into that. So in such cases, okay, if you have one more thing, if this is the compound, diaryl compound, then what would be the product? If we take HI, with HI what would be the product? No product will get formed. Right, why? Because here lone pair of electron will enter into conjugation with this benzene ring, one will enter into conjugation with this benzene ring, thereby forming a partial double bond character between both the carbon oxygen bonds. So it is difficult for HI to break these bonds, so no product will get formed. Right, now let's take example of benzyl methyl ether. Right, benzyl methyl ether. This is your benzyl ether, methyl ether. Now what would be the product? product. Right. This, since you have a second, this is what? If you look at this is one alkyl group, this is another alkyl group. This is your secondary alkyl group, this is your primary alkyl group. Right. Now this will go through SN1 mechanism. Right. And we know that secondary alkyl groups is more stable compared to primary alkyl group. And more stable alkyl group will give with the more stable carbocation. Right. So here you have a secondary alkyl group, this is your primary alkyl group. So secondary alkyl group will form a carbocation which is more stable than the carbocation formed by your primary alkyl group. Right. So this is more stable, so nucleophile will attack the more stable carbocation. Right. So what product you will get? You will get is benzyl iodide plus methanol. Right. So here let's first CH3 plus iodide. Right. Now out of these two, first, the first step would be that it will ionize. It will ionize, forming this carbocation, and this it will get break. It will break from here. Right. Now this is more stable, so now it would be attacked by your iodine, forming this compound. So iodide in such cases will get formed from the alkyl group which is secondary or tertiary. If you have tertiary in place of secondary, then that will form your iodide. Right, I hope this reaction is clear. Now if you have, let's look into the other reactions. And there is one more thing that can affect the reaction. Right, if you, this is your, solvent may affect this reaction. Right, how solvent may affect this reaction? If you have water, right, here we have taken less concentrated HI. If we increase the concentration of HI, right, that is, if it has less water, then it will not favor the ionization of this bond, right? Then the reaction will go by your SN2 mechanism, right? And in SN2 mechanism, we know that this nucleophile will attack the smaller alkyl group, right? So your product will contain halide from the smaller alkyl group, right? So your polarity of the solvent does affect the products, right? If you have more polar solvent, then SN1 reaction will prevail, right? And if you have concentrated reagent, like here you have taken HI, concentrated, that contains less water, less polar solvent, then reaction will go by SN2 mechanism, right, which will favor this formation of methyl iodide, right, because that will go by SN2 mechanism. We know that in SN2 mechanism, this iodide will attack your smaller alkyl groups. For this you can just check the previous lecture that we have done, right. Now let's look into other reactions of PCl5, your acetyl chloride and acetic anhydride, right, because those reactions will also result into the cleavage of carbon oxygen bond, right. So with phosphorus pentachloride, if this is your CH3 CH2O CH3 CH2 plus PCl5, it will form CH3 Cl2 2, right? You will get alkyl halides, right? And phosphoryl trichloride. Right? Now if you have acetyl chloride, let's take acetyl chloride. The reaction will take place in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride, CH3 COCl. The reaction will take with, this is the ester, with acetyl chloride. It will take place in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride, right? And product would be your ethyl chloride, right? One will react with Cl to form ethyl chloride, the other will react to form acetate, right? You can check this. The other will form an acetate, right? CH3CO, then the rest is this CH3CH2, right? This is your ethyl acetate. Now if the reaction is with acetic anhydride, CH3CO whole twice O. This is your acetic anhydride. Now what could be the product? With acetic anhydride, the product that will get formed is your CH3CO C2H5, only ester. It will only form esters, right? 2 moles of esters. And this reaction also takes place in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. Right, here you get esters, CH3CO C2H5, right? CH3CO, one oxygen is here, CH3CO, one will react with this, the other along with this oxygen will react with this. Remember, you have 2 CH3CO group here. Right, these are simple reactions. And if you are reacting with sulfuric acid, then with concentrated sulfuric acid it will form, first let's take dilute sulfuric acid. With dilute sulfuric acid it will form ethanol. Like if you have dilute sulfuric acid, you will get CH3 CH2OH, ethanol, right? Now if you have concentrated sulfuric acid, the product would be different. With concentrated sulfuric acid, it would be alcohol and alkyl hydrogen sulfate. If we take concentrated sulfuric acid, it will be CH3 CH2OH plus CH3 CH2 OSO2 OH, alkyl hydrogen sulfate, right? Now if you have secondary and tertiary ethers, let's take tertiary ether. With concentrated sulfuric acid it will form an alkene. If you have this type of an ether, then what would be the product with concentrated sulfuric acid? It would be heat concentrated sulfuric acid. It will form CH3OH plus CH3. It will form an alkene, right? Where one hydrogen would be removed, right? Where one hydrogen would be removed, like from here. from one of these hydrogen atoms, one of the alkyl groups will remove an hydrogen to form right. I hope this is clear. These are simple reactions that you can remember, but the most important reaction was the one that we have done with hydrogen iodide, right? The previous video lecture also included that, and this video lecture, right? I hope all this is clear, right? Just remember what we have done with hydrogen iodide, when the reaction would be SN1, right? When SN1, what would be the product? If we have primary, secondary, tertiary alkyl group, right, which product will get formed? And if we have a benzene ring attached to oxygen atom of ether, then we always get phenol, right? And the polarity of solvent may affect the product. If the solvent is more polar, right, then that will favor your SN1 mechanism, right, the carbocation one. And if it is less polar, more concentrated, right, then it will go to SN2 mechanism, where your nucleophile will always attack the smaller alkyl group, right? Just remember all these things. Thanks.